I think in Shetland you can't get away from the sea in Shetland. You're never more than 3 miles from the coastline. Most of the time you're a lot closer than that. It's really quite a beautiful place. It's quite, you might say it's bleak, but it certainly has its own beauty. David Brown, lived in Shetland my whole life, which would be 38 years. It's a lovely place. You're out in the open, have a young family, it's a nice place to bring up children. And yeah, I'll never live anywhere else, I don't think. We own really good sites in Shetland, in the North Isles, and what would be kind of unique about our sites is that we're surrounded by incredibly strong tides, and a lot of them allows clean water coming through the sites every tide, basically, and that allows us a good, clean environment for growing our fish. The health of the fish is paramount. It's one of the most important, or the most important thing in our business, and we have the right people in place to ensure that we keep the health of the fish where we want it to be. We have really good people working for us, a lot of people who've been with us for a long, long time, lots of experience. Lots of people who may have been in the fishing industry before, they're used to being out on the water. They know what they're doing on boats, and it clearly shows. And they care a lot about the fish that they're farming. And since Cooke took over, they're very good to work for. We have plans, and they let us carry on with how we want to stock the sites and how we'd like to farm. So it's really good. They care about the community as well. I mean, they're a family company, really very approachable. We've met the owners and they come across to see us every year, and they seem to be really nice people. We're constantly surrounded by wildlife. The wildlife was there before we were, and it has a part to play in what we do. So there's always been a connection in Shetland to the sea in terms of fishing, more recently in terms of fish farming and aquaculture. But the history of Shetland would have been people going out to sea fishing to make a living and to provide food for their families as well.